Different angle. Slightly different
Welcome
angle.
once again to another episode of Failed Hero Points, an actual play of the Outlaws of Alkenstar Adventure Path. I am your faithful GM Fogelhut. We have a nearly full house with us today. We have Effigy Drums playing Adriel Swordsborn the Bard. We have Morbird playing Inari the Psychic. We have UV playing Jirai Deyu, the cleric. I always struggle with the name. Shave Maddox playing Jacksonius, the gunslinger. Patrick playing Kelvin, our inventor. And Scale playing Ruxel, the rogue. And we will have nobody playing Varilla Azast, the swashbuckler, aside from me making decisions at the very last moment for if she dies or not. So, hello! Welcome, everyone. How are we tonight?
Hello.
Great.
Happy Labor Day, everyone.
Labored.
Laboring away.
Yeah. Anyone go into labor today?
No, not
Oh,
Not me.
What?
I thought about it. I ran out of time though.
have a rough time. The epidural is in place.
Fogel, I was going to say, my character's name is probably hard to pronounce because it is Welsh.
Many things are difficult to pronounce because they're Welsh.
There's no whales in Pathfinder.
That's not with that attitude.
There are many whales actually in Pathfinder.
Let me get my bestiary.
Yeah, they're usually spooky whales.
Where whale?
Where whales?
Where whale?
I think it's easier to understand all of the fake countries in Pathfinder than it is to understand what counts as England,
You
UK, the British Isles. There's something else. There's another way to categorize them too. Like,
yeah.
oh man,
United
Britannia maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Americans
Yeah.
discuss geography.
I don't, it's east, I think.
Well, it's not our fault that it is 4 countries acting as one country. It just doesn't make any sense. UK.
No, what doesn't make sense are their addresses.
Oh.
Where are the goddamn numbers?
Okay. What also doesn't make sense is that not everyone, obviously, but like, oh God, I never see my parents. Oh, where are they? They're like an hour and a half away. I never. Just,
They're
what?
an hour and a half away by train. I can walk 2 blocks to a train station, and then it's 3 blocks to get to their
Oh,
house. So I
God,
don't go.
it's like 7 pounds. Who's
No, I love seeing like maps overlaid of
Oh yes.
a U.S. state over the entirety of the United Kingdom, and you're like,
Yep.
wait a second, the UK is smaller than Michigan? It's
Yep.
smaller than Michigan? That's one state.
Yep. It's I think it's roughly the size of the Lake Michigan.
Dang.
Yeah, that's silly. Well, this has been your adventures in the United Kingdom.
Let's talk about a
we're
different
traveling-
kingdom.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
we're
we do
traveling
have
to
Falcon.
the Wild West. We've been doing all sorts of stuff. What happened
We have
last time? Like, what's going on? Where are you guys at as a party? What's happening?
We were
Kelvin used
rolling...
brass knuckles.
Oh boy,
Oh boy. We were rolling
boy,
a
Kitty.
gnome, I think, in a barrel past some city guards.
that was 2
Yeah.
sessions ago.
Was it? Okay.
Yep.
That's what I remember.
So we were going over our notes a bit before others joined, and both Morbird and I were like, we've got these notes on Rangel Feruza, who is about to be scheduled for a public hanging, and we'll be honest, aside from being generally anti-capital punishment, we were like, why do we care about that one? I don't remember. So that would be nice to figure out today. But I think more importantly, we did figure out that we've got a party to attend, don't we?
Yeah.
We dug through notes in the secret hideouts of Loveless. After apparently we did great on a bunch of stealth and thievery and whatnot rolls and avoided a lot of combat. So go us, and we got information. So we're going to go to party hosted by is it Christia Tomband, Christia
Yep.
Tomband, who has been seen schmoozing with Iberium, one of the recipients, one of the buyers of the
Pirate Knight.
yeah, that we are after, or
Uh,
that we don't want to get out, basically.
Ibrium. Just,
Ibrium.
yes.
Ibrium. There's no second I in there.
Ibrium.
I threw in an extra I. Ibrium. Okay.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
These are all just bullshit names.
So, yeah, we're off to Christia Tomband's party in Grayson's Fingers tomorrow, which is today.
Tonight, actually.
Tonight. Yeah.
Yes. The hanging is scheduled for tomorrow. So, you just got done getting out of the Shield Marshal's Vault of Secrets, where they're headquartered after receiving that information. And yes, that happened at it is currently about 1 p.m. or so, something like that. The party starts at 7. So, you know from having rolled some society rolls and knowing the invitations and whatnot that this is kind of like an upper crust elite kind of sort of party. So
We should get dressed up.
you have some time to figure out what it is you would like to prepare for the evening.
Are we all going?
That's a good question too.
Sorry, I was not here last time, I realized, so
Ah.
I'm not entirely sure on the plan.
I
There
don't think
are
we got up to the point of making a plan. We basically got out with information, and then that was the end of the session.
that is exactly what happened. Yes. Mhm.
What does our spacious pouch look like?
Pouch.
Like, would it be out of the ordinary to be wearing that to this party?
So the party, let's just the party is their invitations to an art gala. It's called the Iron Makers Art Gala. That is what's written on there. It says 7 p.m. Christia Tomband's luxuriant penthouse suite. So, probably, being that these are upper crusty Richie types, you know what? You're asking me the question. Roll me a society check, would you?
Oh boy. No problem.
This will be
That
secret.
is- Yep, got it. Blind GM.
Mm.
I have a +1 to this. I'm sure I get the right answer.
No problem. You can just bring whatever you want in.
I start putting on my full armor.
I'm not comfortable.
Do not worry, Father. I will be there to protect you. I shall act as your bodyguard. I mean, if
That's-
anyone wants to stop me, that's fine.
Any other
This is
society
sincerely how
rules?
could I think.
We got invitations to this place, did we not? Like,
Yes,
didn't
we
we
did.
find some? Can we read the invitation to see like if there's anything allowed or not allowed on the invitation? Maybe.
Good call.
It does not list like allowances or not allowances. It feels like
It should be obvious.
it's assumed. You can the people who would be receiving these invitations would know how to attend these parties.
Yeah,
We might
Rux was not
be-
the best.
I'll
gauge
give
for
a
that.
society roll.
There's a good
He's gonna
chance
be
they're gonna
strapped
check
no matter what.
bags at the door.
Okay, Kelvin. Upper crusty party means you're probably not going to be allowed. Weapons, armor would look very out of place. Like you can likely bring small weapons, like smaller firearms or like daggers, things like that. Like things that can look decorative and like schmancy upper crusty kind of style. Because this is, after all, Alkenstar. There's still going to be a lot of people that will have their coat pistols on them and things like that, but these are the kind of coat pistols that are shiny, decorative ones that have never really touched black powder once in their existence.
Man, a
Kellen.
sword cane sure would be nice right about now, huh?
Mm.
We should ask Varilla what she thinks, because does Varilla not have a fancy person background?
Varilla
Can
does
we
have-
just do a montage like the beginning, or I guess it's more like the middle part of Miss Congeniality, where we are all Sandra Bullock and Varilla is Michael Caine. And she's teaching us to
Michael
walk.
Caine.
Wow, that was so good, Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
I think everyone's got a good initial Michael Caine where they say Michael Caine's name, and then it's after that point where the
Master
struggle-
Bruce.
Master
Michael
Wayne.
Caine.
Michael Caine.
Yeah, she's got a fancy pants background. By fancy pants, I mean, well, she is kind of upper crusty herself. Man,
Can
wish
you
that-
explain, since
here.
you have to role play as her, since her player's
Uh-huh.
gone, can you explain to us as Varilla, as Michael Caine, as Scrooge, specifically, that version of Michael Caine?
Please, it won't make sense otherwise.
I need to be immersed.
I'm about to raise your salary.
God's
That-
above.
was
Oh,
maybe
we're gonna have
the
to clip
worst.
that one.
That was maybe the worst one I've ever heard.
Well, I was trying to fit Gorilla in there somewhere.
Oh, okay. I was wondering how at all that. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
It could have been worse.
I pulled up some Michael Caine quotes if we want to
Yes.
test them out.
Oh,
That'd be
boy.
Some
thank
men
you.
aren't looking for anything logical, like
Why
money.
do we fall down, Mr. Wayne? Master Wayne.
Be like a duck, calm
So
on
we-
the surface, but
Top of the
always
tower.
paddling under the dickens underneath.
Oh
Some
boy.
folks just
Okay,
wanna watch a
so
little bud.
she's. Oh boy.
All right, I've got
Uh,
a plan.
So Vrilla, like, she has a good feel of things and how to dress up nicely for one of these shebangs. So
I presume they tell me to not put on my armor.
Kelvin tells Garai not to.
Oh, of course, Uncle.
Can part of the montage be Kelvin and Garai bedazzling weapons?
I'm bedazzling. Varilla would tell you to stop it and wrap your knuckles.
May I
Um,
assume that I am told that my light pick is too much of a weapon?
Yes.
Okay.
So, basically, like, if it's not small weapons, then you're gonna have a problem. Also, Vrilla directs you to think that maybe you could get some, fine clothing on the cheap. Otherwise, there are items that you can get that, like, glamour items that will change the look of your glamoured items that will change the look of what you are wearing, so that it maybe does not seem like you are wearing armor or whatnot. Maybe you can conceal the presence of your weapons if you are a stealthy person and it's not too bulky of a weapon.
Would the rapier be considered a fancy weapon?
It feels like one.
I think Probably a rapier would be on the fancier side and would be kind of upper crusty, yeah.
Okay.
I think Adriel is probably going to have a tough time with the bastard sword.
No, you won't.
Inari's going to have no problems whatsoever. Kelvin.
Would a
Kelvin-
clan dagger be?
Oh, a clan dagger is completely acceptable.
Okay.
That
I think
is.
that's like prestigious.
I
almost.
I don't mean to make it a recurring theme, but would the knuckle dusters also be concealable?
Put some diamonds on each of the knuckles. You could, homie. You could.
Okay, so I'm just putting this out there. Blazing Armory. At 4th level, I can target up to 5 willing creatures, and I can choose a different weapon for each target. I materialize a flaming sepulchrum of a common, simple, or martial weapon into the target's grasp. The target must have a free hand to hold the weapon, otherwise it fails. Oh no, it falls at the ground. The blazing weapon functions as a +1 striking weapon, and its damage type changes to fire. The damage type cannot be changed using the versatile trait, blah blah blah. A thrown weapon rematerializes in the target's hand after the strike is complete, Uncle. If you choose a ranged weapon that uses ammunition, the wielder must still reload with normal ammunition. Though this generates normal action. Though this generates ammunition automatically. This functions as normal ammunition, and the blazing weapon cannot use any other types of it. So if I use a 4th level spell slot, I can give 5 of us a +1 striking fire weapon.
Do you have that prepared?
I do.
Wow.
That is absolutely amazing. That is perfect.
I'm shocked. Okay. That would be something that you could do. Knuckle dusters are for street toughs, so no.
Where do we land on my pistols?
We tried. We tried.
Your pistols?
Dueling, striking.
I
dueling.
think you're probably fine with your pistols, really. Because they're pistols. I don't think, like, a Giselle, say, like Jax, is going to be able to make it through. Because those things are fucking huge.
Yeah.
I
To
forget
put the piercing wind away.
what level vital beacon was I down to. Was it D6s or D4s? I cannot remember. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Okay. Should I flip a coin?
For what it was?
Yeah, for where I'm at. 'Cause I know I used the D10s and I know I used the D8s. I just can't remember if I used the D6 or not.
You're it says you've got D10 going on here, so you might not
I
have
know.
used it yet.
No, it stays at that, unfortunately.
No, it doesn't. Not when it's used.
Oh, it doesn't? Oh,
No.
okay. Oh, well, cool.
I don't think you've used it yet today. Like,
Okay.
the first thing you did today was go into the thing, and you were gone for most of that. So
Oh, yeah. Okay. Should I be rested? Again, I don't.
it's the same day.
Okay. Like I said, I was gone last session. That's what
Yeah,
I
the
was checking.
stagecoach thing happened,
Okay.
and then you went in, and last time was pretty much the going in and
Okay.
finishing up the stagecoach. So it is still the same day, and it will be this evening.
Okay.
So this blazing armory sounds amazing. And it sounds like those of us who prefer to use weapons, which I think is, or prefer to use weapons which won't be allowed in, which kind of sounds like Kelvin and Kirai and Adriel, I think, for the most part. I think most others are either casters who don't use weapons or have fancy stabby or fancy shooty weapons. It'll be okay. It sounds like that blazing armory can just poof, put a great weapon in our hand at a moment's notice.
It would use my last 4th level spell, but probably worth it.
I think it would be worth it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not my spell slot, so that's easy for me to say, but
Plus, you still have all 5 4th rank heals that you get
Yep.
automatically.
Yep.
Also, I think you have Blazing Armory prepared like at second and third technically as well, because everything is
Yeah.
So
That's why I'm saying I can use it as a fourth since I prepared it as a second.
yeah, and the fourth is where it targets up to 5 creatures.
Exactly.
Yep.
Second is just one target, but
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be me. I could give it to someone else as second. But anyways,
So that might just solve a problem right there.
I'm going to be I can like take a potion with me, right? That won't be weird.
No, that won't be
Okay.
weird.
All right, because I am definitely going to be taking my Drakeheart Mutagen with me.
Oh, that's a smart move. I was just thinking about what to do about armor class, and Drakeheart Mutagen is a
Yep.
great thing to do about armor class.
And they're only 4
So-
gold.
Yeah. I'm gonna buy one of those today before we head to the party.
What was that ring that in our other game, drums, that we were talking about that does the disguising? That's pretty cheap.
I don't remember. The only ring I remember is I was thinking way too far back. I was thinking back to Bort's Blessing back in Plaguestone. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we just talked about this and it was like, oh, that's a great option. And then Ring of Discretion?
That's it.
Ring of Discretion.
It is from that specific AP that we are playing.
So
No,
it's
it's also in the treasure vault. So that's a thing. So Ring of Discretion is 15 gold pieces, and it magically conceals any armor and sheathed weapons you're wearing by either turning them invisible or creating the illusion of ordinary clothes. It doesn't change your appearance beyond concealing the weapons and armor. So as soon as you wield the weapon, that it becomes obvious, and it can be seen immediately again.
How much is that?
15 gold
15.
pieces.
Wow. That is cheap.
Yep.
for what it is, it's
Yeah.
quite cheap. I mean,
Now, a creature can use the seek action to examine you and disbelieve the illusion, and it's only a DC 15.
Right.
Uh,
There's a good chance we'll be searched as we go in.
there is a
Okay.
very good chance.
I do think that the Ring of Discretion feels like it would be caught more.
Yeah.
I just rewatched Firefly because it's a great series, and I'm just thinking of one episode where they go to a fancy party in it, and it's tracking so much like we're talking about now. Where like, I don't think they allowed weapons in that, but people came in, and the only weapons that you saw getting caught were like very fancy little coat pistols and little daggers and things. But everyone's all dressed up, but they still go through a security scanner, and we don't know for sure. But I would be kind of surprised if there isn't security at this party of
Agreed.
fancy people, and if there
Agreed.
isn't a magical, in addition to physical,
Yeah.
weapon detection system.
And it's only DC 15.
And
I'm
we're
not gonna get it.
we're level 8 now, so we'll be presumably going against similar level people who would see right through that.
I am not going to get one of those rings. I'll say that. Although I'm encouraging anyone in the party who normally wears any type of armor to spend the 4 gold to get the Drakeheart Mutagen Lesser. It gives a +4 item bonus to AC and a bonus to perception checks. It does give a minus to will save, reflex saves, and recall knowledge saves, but it's a way to get armor for 8 gold. It lasts 1 minute.
Yeah, I would very much like to do that. I think in game, what we probably would be doing now is talking this over while walking back to the bullet and barrel,
Mhm.
and we know we're gonna have to throw stuff in the party stash, right? Like we're gonna have to take our. I mean, I guess we don't have to. Just don't use them and mark them as not worn. It might be easier than going through
I
and
would-
Foundry and removing a bunch of stuff from your character sheet and then
I
adding it
would
back.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but in game, that's what we're doing. Is we're
Yeah.
taking off our armor and storing our weapons back in our rooms at the bullet and barrel, and then we can
Buying fancy.
find a nice little alchemist shop for what we need.
We need to get some of those fancy clothes on the cheap too.
Drakeheart Mutagen Moderate, by the way, with a +5 item bonus, and lasts for 10 minutes, is only 12 gold pieces.
Oh, okay. I would like to get
Beautiful.
one of those as well.
I would as well.
Okay.
So would I.
We are all in this like, I wear heavy or at least medium armor and use big weapons. Please
Yep.
don't take them away from
Oh
me.
god. Oh god.
Now, there's also fine clothing, which is just 2 gold pieces, and then there's like high fashion fine clothing, which is 55 gold pieces, which is a much cheaper price.
I'm going to go for the cheaper option because my character does not understand the differences.
Adriel will also go for the cheaper because she feels very uncomfortable in high fashion. I imagine Varilla probably still has some articles of high fashion clothing.
Going for the Walmart
Imagine-
special here.
I imagine Varilla being the type that where like you
Bro.
arrive with your like only essential gear, but for her that includes a giant wardrobe full of silk.
Sorry, who's all getting Drakeheart Mutagens, and what
10 gold. Okay.
version of it? Do you want lesser or moderate?
Moderate.
I'm getting the
Moderate.
moderate.
So everyone moderate. That's 3 of them,
One of
I
those.
heard.
I've
Yeah,
already
that's
put it
good.
on my character. I've added it to my character sheet.
Okay, you already did it, and you took away your gold.
That's what I'm doing right this second.
Okay.
I'll do
So
the
that's-
same. I just subtracted gold. I'll add it to my character sheet.
Yep, there we go. I've got it.
I bought
was-
it and added it to my sheet.
Uh,
Ooh, fancy.
What was it called again?
Drakeheart.
Mutagen.
Drakeheart is one word.
Gotcha. I see it right there.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, there is the penalty of -1 penalty to will saves, reflex saves, and all recall knowledges.
Yep.
And then if you want, you can do for one action 2 strides, but that'll eat up all of your mutagen, so that'll just take that away.
I bought the Drakeheart Mutagen Lesser after we got ambushed in the middle of the
Ah.
night. I was like, I don't want that to happen again.
Much faster than having to put on heavy armor.
What was it about a glamour? Was that ring? Is that what that ring does? Is that the glamour?
Kind of. I'm actually gonna look up and see if there's anything that's.
What the
specifically
ring
that-
does is disguises or magically kind of removes from your appearance weapons and armor. So you can wear clothes, fancy clothes, with armor and have a weapon, but the ring makes it look like you don't have armor and a weapon.
So
But we also. Sorry, go ahead.
everybody should get one of these. Sounds like.
Yeah, we're also assuming that it'll be super easy, that we'll be checked and we'll be seen with armor and weapons, and that's not going to be good at this fancy party.
The ring isn't a very high level magical item, so anybody with decent magical abilities, which we would kind of expect at this level, is going to be able to see through it, we think.
Yeah, it's only
So-
DC 15 to see through it.
It's one of those things that, like, if you're going to a place that you don't think you're going to get, like, frisked on the way in, and you just want to
Yeah.
conceal all your stuff that you've got, like, weapons and armor-wise, then you're probably good. You know?
Or
But
just
if
walking
you're-
around town. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
mutagens, everyone's gonna get a mutagen. It sounds like.
Yeah, because then you can dump your armor and, you know, still have your AC.
Yep.
And which one was it? The lesser.
Drakeheart Mutagen, moderate.
Moderate?
That's 12 gold pieces.
All right.
Probably. Yeah,
I
moderate's
will-
going to last 10 minutes.
Grab one as well.
Okay.
Are we
Uh,
gonna know? Are we just gonna pop them before we go walk in, or?
I'm going to wait for
Yeah.
something to happen
pop off.
before I take
Yeah,
mine.
it
Yeah.
only lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's why. I'm sorry, I forgot already. Did we say the bag whatever the name for bag of holding
Gracious
is now.
pouch. Yep.
Thank you. That was okay for me to wear with the higher society checks.
Viril would tell you that likely if it's a high fancy party like this, they're not
Yep.
going to let in a pouch that you can carry a whole bunch of stuff in.
That's fine. Oh, how much is the low level fancy clothes? I have to subtract the gold for that.
It's 2 gold pieces.
2 gold. Okay, I'm doing that right now. Thank you.
All right, I adjusted so I don't have any of my armor or weapons equipped, which means they're
Oh, yeah.
stowed, which means I'm super encumbered. I'll just try to remember that when it comes to making checks if it comes up. Unless it might just be easier to do party sheet at that point. I don't know.
I might be able to turn off encumbrance as an issue thing.
Do you hit stowed for it then? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, that's what I hit is stowed on my armor. Maybe I could mark it as worn, but not worn as armor. Let me try
Yes,
that out.
actually, you can do
Oh,
that.
yes, that's gonna be much easier. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I cannot wear my hand wraps either. That would look weird.
That would look weird.
Yeah.
My fantasy tendonitis is flaring up. I gotta have my hand wraps on.
Ah, it feels so weird.
Uh,
But my healing gloves, do those look fancy enough?
Yes, because they are always clean and white. Like,
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep, I will be wearing those at least. I'll stole my bedroll. Sure. Will I be able to wear my healer's kit?
probably not, I would say. Something like that is going to be like a worn set of tools on your person. That's gonna look a little
Could I
odd
buy a
here.
Could I buy a brand new one that looks nice?
I don't think I've seen fancy healer's tools as a thing. It would okay. Imagine you went to a party and there was a doctor there, and
Yep.
the doctor had like all of his fucking scalpels with him, just
Oh,
like
good.
hanging in a
He's got
bandolier.
his
on
doctor's
body.
bag.
Now, would you be? Yes,
I'd
they
be
would have a doctor's bag, but would they be carrying it with them, or would it
I'd be
be?
I'd be reassured that they're ready to help anyone at
I mean,
the moment's
if
notice.
it's an ER themed party,
Yeah.
You could leave them at coat check,
All right. Yeah, that's what I was just checking.
right? Like the mutagen, like the vial,
Right.
it's basically something you can fit in a pocket, you know.
Right.
So
Totally makes sense.
could I wear the Lawbringer's lasso as a fancy belt?
does it not look like a rope?
Damn it.
Nothing screams fancier than a rope belt.
Yeah.
Apparently, I had this masquerade scarf on. Have had it on.
Oh yeah, that's essentially your hat of disguise. It got changed to a masquerade scarf.
Ah.
Whether or not it was supposed to be equipped, it looks like it has been. Same with fine clothing, the blazons of shared power. I guess that makes sense. The ventriloquist ring, that's on. I guess.
Well, that makes sense that you would have that just in case you want to use it. Plus, it gives you a full +1 bonus to deception checks, and considering how your character is built to do deception checks in combat, that would make sense. Now that you're wearing fine clothing all the time, that's a new wrinkle that I was not aware of in your
No
character.
pun intended.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's there. That being said, I was kind of honestly considering the fancier clothing.
Well, you've got them now. Oh, you mean the big fancy?
I just
Oh,
want
God.
robes and I look like royalty when I walk into this thing.
Kitty cat royalty.
Yeah, I want to look like King Shere Khan or whatever. Like,
I need to buy a holy symbol because mine is on my shield.
Oh yeah, if you want to cast any sort of castings.
Yep. Thankfully, Bry is a very common god where we are.
Right, and I think like a holy symbol is maybe a silver piece, something like
Yeah,
that.
it's pretty cheap.
You
Although
still get
finding it,
benefits on raising the thing, just not your shield. You get
Right.
raise symbol is still gonna give you bonuses to all your saves. Jacksonius does have 3 concealed holsters.
yeah, that's
on
what I was just about to
person stealth.
say. So in other words, I could use 2 of those. I don't know why I
You
have
can
3, but
Fun.
if anybody else wants one or more, I mean, I don't think it would hurt to have them concealed.
It gives you a +1 bonus to stealth checks to hide or conceal a firearm or hand crossbow.
what are the mechanics of hiding in 2e?
It is going to essentially, you're going to roll a stealth check against their perception DC. You won't know their perception DC, but you also won't know what you rolled on your stealth check, but you know what your bonus is to stealth.
Also, I'm not really proficient at all in stealth, so I'm not sure that matters too much for me, I guess.
Well,
Sure.
the idea is that if you're not very proficient, trying to hide your concealed thing is probably going to be found.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Holy symbol, wood, cheaper. Cool. A religious symbol. That's what it's called now.
Well, because you can get in. If it's better to have than holy symbol and unholy symbol, I guess.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to make 2 different entries.
Huzzah!
How are we feeling? Anything else that people are looking at?
I
got
think
some
I just
fine
need to
clothing.
buy. Yeah, I just need to buy fine clothing. And that's it.
Okay. You can just subtract 2 from your gold, and then we'll count it. You don't need to throw it in your inventory if you don't want to.
Yay!
Oh, I
thank you.
did.
If you do, that's totally fine.
Damn it.
Kelvin's
Yeah,
going around.
I have my rapier pistol on like my hip,
Uh-huh.
and then I have a dueling pistol concealed in my concealed holster.
Okay. Which that actually does a lot for you, since you are a stealthy boy.
Yay!
All right. Good.
Yeah, that's a +19 for that concealed firearm for you. That's pretty good.
That's very
Pretty
good.
Whew.
It's nice to be a rogue where you can be master in like all sorts of skills right away.
Skillsies.
Yes.
+1 striking maul in the party sheet.
Yeah, I saw that.
I threw that in. That was mine. Like even marking it as dropped, it would still count against my bulk. It seemed.
And it is
So
variable.
I just,
Yep.
I threw it there, and I'll get it later if I need it.
Yeah,
but
don't mess
I
with encumbered.
Placeholder.
I didn't want to have to continually deal with remembering. Oh, I'm actually not encumbered. Change my armor class and all that stuff. So I just
Right,
threw it
right.
there.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
you might
fair
want to
enough.
do that with something of yours, UV.
I mean, I'm still very under my. Oh no, I am encumbered. You are
Yes,
correct.
that's
I
why I'm.
missed all
Yep.
that. Miss all that. Got it. Got it. Got it.
Is this party BYOB?
Probably not.
You would be very surprised by that. Ruxel is also encumbered.
Oh,
Okay.
Stowed also took it off my bulk.
I'm gonna put it in the party stash for now. My piercing wind.
It might have stowed it into the spacious pouch if you are holding the spacious pouch, which would have.
Oh,
know,
well, is it? No, it's not.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just under capacity.
Am I still encumbered? I don't think I am.
You are not. No.
Yay. Okay.
That was a full bulk minus, so you went from 5.5 to 4.5, and you are encumbered at 5.
Oh, I actually might
Ooh.
have not been encumbered, but it's fine. It's whatever. I'm under that now. So.
You were encumbered.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yes. I was checking through. That's why I called out.
Gotcha. So I'm now at 7 and 5, and my encumbered is 9. Okay, so I'm fine.
Okay. Anything else? Perfect. So, it's time for an art gala, fellas.
Yeah, I
Mm.
just want to confirm about whether or not those concealed holsters, if I should equip those, if that makes sense.
Oh, could we have Ruxel hide them on you?
Hide them on me.
Yeah, like
Is that how they work?
If they're hidden on Ruxel,
I mean, could Ruxel hide them on someone else?
Ruxel can hide them on Ruxel. Think about it this way. If someone is very good at stealth and they put something that's like hidden on someone else, but that someone else is still a clumsy fool, that someone else is going to not like be very
How
good at
dare you.
doing-
I was thinking of it as like putting a tie on someone.
Are you
Is what I was thinking of.
are you insinuating I'm the Jar Jar Binks of this group?
I mean,
Well,
I wouldn't
not-
use
not
those words out loud.
Can we get an impression of Michael
Nope.
Caine as Jar Jar Binks?
feel
I
like-
need this
feel
for
like-
the theater of the mind, please.
I feel like somehow that's going to be just like crossing that racist threshold that I don't want to cross.
It might not.
Probably will.
Anything Jar Jar related is kind of like, ooh, you're straddling a little line. here.
Yeah.
Jar Jar and
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right, so I'll equip those anyway. Is that fine?
I mean, you can, but like, if you're rolling and you're trying to purposefully hide them, you have a +5
I-
to your rolls, and like,
Fuck it. I won't worry about them then.
I mean, we said it was okay for you to carry them anyways, if I recall.
Yeah, I mean, but it sounds like it's maybe too much hassle. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. Probably. What I'm
Okay.
trying to say is, I think we said you can just openly carry your guns.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
okay. So, okay. So you head over to Grayson's fingers. Grayson's little fingies. Let's see, do I have an actual marker for this or no? I don't. But it would be, I think, likely in the capital district over Kyan. So, crossing once again over the Ustrati River into the capital district. And all of you are like wearing finery. I'm assuming several of you are feeling very uncomfortable in this whole situation.
Well, those that don't have their weapons.
Not even that, but like some of you probably don't wear fine clothing very often, and it just wouldn't feel right on your body. And you're going across, and you're kind of like going into this whole like different. It's a whole different feel here, where you're walking past people dressed up with lacy clothing and parasols and all sorts of stuff, that people walking around with decorative canes, things that aren't necessary whatsoever, but like give that feel of I'm better than you. And that's kind of that feel that you're getting throughout this whole district as you're walking through to get to the Tommen residence. So you start walking deeper and deeper into this district, and like the buildings are just kind of getting taller and taller and taller, and you find yourself in front of one of these skyscrapers. And this is the address that you find.
Father, this area seems ostentatious.
Yes. Yes, child. Very ostentatious.
And like there's big set of double doors. You walk in, and there's just this large marbled floor in front of you, this big kind of not a foyer, but well, kind of a foyer, but like this big old just ground floor, you know, condo residence kind of situation, where there's just a ground floor where there's a big elevator door at the end of this, like marble pillars everywhere, ionic. And you find yourselves like walking through, and it's kind of like this, as you walk through, you just hear the echoes of your footsteps as you walk on the floor to the elevator. And the elevator, or the invitations, which you all have one in hand at this point, the invitations say that the party is taking place on the 29th floor. So, you call the elevator down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bing, opens up. All of you filter in.
Yep.
And you hear, wait, hold the door! As you see, like, four people come in running after you.
I grab the door.
Oh boy.
Oh, door.
Yes.
Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, it's a
Spoiler.
doorstop. That's even better. It's a doorstop. I love that.
Spoilers for a broken show.
I'll hold the
Talking
door.
about
for it.
Lost.
I'll like keep
Yeah.
the door from closing and hold it for the
Yeah.
person coming.
Yeah, I'll hold the other side.
And they all come rushing in. It's 2 dwarves and 2 half-elves, and they're thump straight into the elevator, and one of them speaks up, one of the dwarves. He goes, "Oh, thank you. Oh, I just make sure I made that before having to wait. Don't like to wait. No dilly-dallying. Right, everyone?"
Agreed.
Your things have been registered.
Yes. Well, that's an odd way to put it. Sure. I see you are all people of some renown. I assume we are all going to the party on the 29th floor, yes?
Unless there is more than one party. On the 29th floor.
I suppose. Oh, were you not aware the Tommen residence is the entirety of the 29th and 30th floors?
That is correct.
Oh, well, something for you to have learned. And he reaches over and goes, bing, straight on the 29. Up we go!
How many
And-
people are in this elevator?
Well, it's the 7 of you plus 4 more. It's
Are
a
we
little-
over? Are we over load capacity?
Nobody fart.
No, but it is pretty packed. But it's also like it is a wide elevator, you know.
It's like a
it
freight
looks-
elevator almost.
It's
at this
kind of
point.
like a freight elevator, except like they fancied and gussied up a freight elevator just so that everyone it could like they can get as many people on with it, like having some room to breathe, right?
Now, is this a magical elevator, or are there a bunch of goblins with ropes and pulleys looking at all of us get on? Be like, come on, man, come on.
I just imagine a golem on top, just like pulling the rope.
I like how this is the thoughts of everyone in this steampunk city.
Yeah.
And just ka-chung, and it starts lifting up. And he goes, "Oh, well, my name is Irvine, and this is my wife, Sheila, and I'm sorry, I don't know you two have folks, but who are all of you people? We should get to know one another before we head into the party. Yes."
This is my brilliant father, Jacksonius.
Introduce me. Thank you, child.
Oh, an adoption, I see. Yes, very good. It's good to use our wealth.
I just
What
like
do you
cocked my
guys
head
want?
curiously.
He goes, "It is good to use our wealth to support the less fortunate." Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
My father's generosity is well known, and I just nod. And my character believes this. No check needed. I believe it.
It's not a lie if it's your truth.
Exactly.
And you? You can introduce yourself there, good eye?
I have the honor of being my father's child. My name is Garai.
Oh, Garai, that is a hearty name. Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, how long is this ride gonna take?
Knowledge registered.
And it's to the second story.
All right, go ahead. Let's do this icebreaker.
Yeah, Adriel says, "Hi." She's like visibly uncomfortable in these fancy clothes. Like she's like pulling a wedgie out and like trying to get the buttons off of her top neck a little bit. She's like, "I'm Adriel, and if these kinds of parties are a little new to me. I'm what they call, I guess, nouveau riche or something like that. Kind of my first big shindig."
Nice call.
Oh, nice to meet you. Always good to see someone who's worked their way up.
Bit of an entertainer, working my way up from the bottom. Getting good gigs these days. They're paying for these new clothes, which, God, does anybody else itch? Oh my God, this is so itchy.
Should we have used
Making his
false
way
names, guys?
Like, do you say that? Hey, well, too late for that now. Anybody else want to introduce themselves, or?
I will.
I'm Nari.
Oh,
Oh.
question.
Nari, what do you do?
Oh, I'm an adventurer.
Oh, have you made many riches since you've been on your adventures? I'd very much like to hear tales of your adventures.
Not really very many riches.
Oh,
Made some enemies.
interesting. How did you say you know Christia again?
Adventuring.
Well, she's not much of an adventurous sort, but I suppose
No.
she could be.
She sends us on adventures so that we can bring the stories back.
Oh, all of you?
Well, we're a band. We stick together.
Oh, what sort of band? I'd like some music here and there. Yes.
Oh, just a band of people, not musicians.
Adrian,
all.
play us, play us something.
I've been told to not sing the hymns as often.
Huh. Curious. Oh well. Oh well. I guess I'll see you in there. Here we go. And you hear a ding.
I said, like all the other floors were just silent.
Yeah. No, it lasted the
No,
whole time with us. And
Yep.
the doors open. And you see a hallway stretch in front of you.
We go in.
All right. As you head in, you see a bunch of dudes, like hobgoblin-y sorts, dressed all in black, who are like searching everyone as they come in and checking invitations.
Shit, run!
What's this? Yeah, Jesus, law. What's through these windows on the bottom?
The windows, it is, you can see out across a sweeping view of Alkenstar.
Okay, so this is a balcony in front of us.
I think we'll go with that, yes.
I'll take point just in case something happens.
You are stopped, like,
Yep.
pretty quickly, and before, like, it's, like, right where you're
Yep.
at, pretty much. The checkpoint, and the hobgoblins stop you there, and they're like, oh, invitation, please!
I present it to them.
They check it over, and they're like, okay. Everyone must consent to a search.
I go into a T pose.
And they pat you down and take note of nothing. They're like, continue on and enjoy your party.
May I lower
Thank
my
you.
arms then?
Yes.
I lowered them.
I hand over my invitation.
Okay. And you are specifically sneaking what at this point?
Well, the rapier is out because it looks classy, and the dueling pistol is hidden in the concealed holster.
Okay. So they're gonna pat you down. Roll me a stealth check.
Oh, I forgot how to do this again. Never mind, I found it. Says there's no encounter active. So should I do it from skills?
Oh,
Yeah,
this is why
It should always be from skills, never from initiative.
I understand what you're saying now, Focal. I thought the stealth check was happening before, at the hiding,
Ah.
not right this second. That's why I was like, oh, he could probably sneak hide.
Yeah.
On him. Gotcha. I misunderstood.
They pat you down. They don't take notice of anything, and they hand you your invitation. Continue on, sir.
Woo! Yay.
As this is going on, is it safe to say I should have my pistols unloaded at least?
Sure.
Unless they just, I worry about that when I get to them.
Yeah, I mean, if they ask you to unload it, you could just do it when they ask you.
Yeah, fair. Okay.
You could do it now too if you want, or say that you went
Well-
in unloaded.
I'll see what they say.
Hey, Kelvin, you hand them their invitation.
Yep.
They frisk you down. Oh, continue on, sir. And pass you your invitation back. Same happens with Inari, Adril, Gorilla, and then Jacksonius comes through.
Uncle, I was informed that we may now lower our arms.
I passed my invitation.
I think Kelvin is enjoying the frisking a little too much.
Keep checking, it's fine.
And are you attempting to conceal your weapons at all, or are they just on your holsters?
I think they're. Yeah, I'm not very good at concealing anyway. I think they're just on their holsters.
Okay. They take note of your pistols. They're like, oh, can we check these, please?
Sure.
And they kind of do a nice and like look through and like see the loaded bullets. And they're like, oh, sorry, bullets out, please, sir.
Oh, absolutely. I apologize for that.
That'll be the same on Ruxel as well, actually.
The rapier was not reloaded, but the hidden concealed one is.
Perfect.
Oh, right, you've got a shooting rapier, I forgot.
Which they did not take note of. So they hand you your pistols back. They hand and you have your ammo in hand. Just pop it into a place, like your pocket or something, and you're good to go. And they hand you your invitation, and everyone's able to make it through.
Thanks so much.
Does Jacksonius have ammo on them?
Like the ammo he just cleared out from his guns.
But that's it?
And like 100 other rounds or whatever.
Yeah. 'Cause-
Yeah.
I didn't know if he was able to bring it in. That's what I was asking.
They don't seem to care as long as it's separated from the weapons, apparently.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
It's large enough for you. It's big enough for them to like. The type of people that they have to deal with aren't very quick at loading their weapons. Let's put it that way.
Fair. Fair.
He walks
So
by
they
and they
can-
say,
they
"What's
can
that
interrupt
clinking
you.
noise?" And you just shout,
Yeah.
"Silverware!"
Chopsticks.
Pretty much. So you walk in, and you go into this large ballroom, where there's about 100 people that have filtered into here. And you can see all these different pieces of sculpture and art that is kind of throughout the entirety of the ballroom on display. You see every so often you see more of these hobgoblins who are dressed all in kind of black leathers and whatnot, who are just kind of like looking around, just kind of making sure that the peace is kept.
Like security?
Yeah, exactly. And you see like a whole bunch of fancy dressed people, and then one slightly unusual sight in a very well dressed Cyclops.
Ooh.
Let's see. I'm going to use my dice tray that I've found recently to do a secret roll for fun.
Cyclops' name is an I, is it?
Hello.
Okay. Jacksonius, you clock the Cyclops at all of you as you come in, and he immediately makes his way over to a woman who looks like this. And he whispers, he kind of bends over and like covers his mouth, whispers something into her ear.
Guys, that Cyclops just whispered something in that lady's ear.
What happens is Actually, I'm gonna give a full description here. I didn't realize that I had a full description here for the ballroom.
Yeah.
So it's late at night, so there's crimson light that's kind of just going in from these windows on the southern side here. Just it's filtering in. A crystal chandelier hangs above the center of the space, and it's ornamented with electrical wires that spark and jolt a little bit. The floor, as you've seen, is decorated with a mosaic of guns arranged in elaborate geometric patterns. 24 large sculptures crafted from steel and colored glass are arranged throughout the room, each with a small plaque at their base. The sculptures depict a mixture of the natural and mechanical, blending the disparate elements together with sweeping lines and curves. On the east end of the ballroom, a large banquet table is covered with delicate food and drink, which is what Kelvin is currently in front of.
Made a beeline for?
Uh-huh, that sounds right to me. And like there's a lot of schmoozing going around. A lot of people like eating, kind of generally talking to one another. Let's see if we've got do we have a decent piece of music for this? Oh,
I don't think we made any fancy party
Sure.
music, just
Yeah, we
saloon
don't have-
music.
What do you sound like?
Let's put on a little John.
They play. Yeah. Wu-Tang Clan. Go.
Is this from the
It's kind of spoopy.
from the Palpatine scene? Where he talks
about
about
you?
Darth Plagueis.
Oh, that's not bad. That'll go for now. Hey, so you're in this fancy thing that's going on. The Cyclops leans over, whispers into her ear, and she kind of perks up, looks, glances in your direction, like locks eyes with Jacksonius, who's like
Eye on
seeing all this
eyes.
happen. And she claps her hands together. Excuse me, everyone. Everyone. I have been told that we've just received some pretty well-to-do art critics, and she gestures towards all of you.
I nod.
We just bow.
Now,
Curtsy, whichever.
Ken, I've just been told this by my companion over here. She gestures towards the Cyclops, who just kind of nods
Oh
a little
shit!
bit, and she goes, "Please, I was unaware of you all. An introduction, if you would." And she points towards all of you.
This is my brilliant father, Jackson.
All right,
Everybody
5,
needs
6, 7, 8.
We all need to look. We need to take another look at these invitations and see if they have names on them right away.
You do. There are no names.
Oh no!
Yep.
This is-
Quick, think fast. I am Hans Zimmerberg.
So they
I
just
am-
pointed to all of us and said,
I
"Oh,
am
we
art.
have art critics."
Yes.
Okay.
Can
She's my
Kelvin?
special guests, my special guests, come here, and she like gestures for you to come towards her into the center of the ballroom.
Can Kelvin hold up his crafter's eyepiece with one hand and
Ooh,
hold up the
nice.
magnifying glass with the other as he walks over?
So you're double magnifying things.
Well, one for each eye. I mean,
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Yes.
art has depth to it.
Get it?
Adrian will start slowly walking over, almost like going a little side to side to stall and be extra slow, partially because she's uncomfortable in the clothes, partially because she's going to kill time and take, these extra 10, 15 seconds here to read lips because she can read lips and
nice.
see if the people were approaching or saying anything to each other.
No, actually, at this point, they're just kind of like all looking at you, and they're all like waited, looking with like excitement.
Bated breath.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha.
Bated breath, just like ready to hear what you've got to say.
Can anyone read
I'm-
minds?
I'm looking at these like normal people would look at like nude statues. Given that I'm a mechanical creature,
Uh-huh.
and I'm just nodding, like
Just-
these truly show the inner workings.
Are you just kind of like turning away a little bit, like slightly uncomfortable?
She's like, yes, these fine critics here. Yes, thank you, Viewslog, and she like thanks the Cyclops next to her, and he just kind of gets like a smug look on his face as he looks at all of you.
As we arrive, we mosey over. Adriel, again, mostly because she's mostly uncomfortable, but will take on a facade of being a standoff arch critic and just kind of goes, well, and that's all she says.
Where's the art?
Do you say, where's the art?
Nope, just well, just well.
I didn't know if that was a Jacksonius thing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
The internal workings are clearly on display.
Should I do a society check?
On what?
Oh, just where they might have the art.
The art is all
Everywhere.
around you.
Oh.
Like
We're
all-
in a big
all-
fancy room full of art.
I will.
Yeah.
I
Every
will.
one of these little bits and pieces is a statue of, and it's all art, baby.
Can I, whenever if they continue to ask us to introduce ourselves, can I be the one to interrupt and just start completely criticizing some of the
Don't
pieces?
worry, you're the only one that has actually been introduced, so don't worry.
Well, at least to the guy in the
That has
elevator.
occurred.
No, just out here.
She's like, I'm sorry. I wish I knew your names. I'm so excited that you are here.
Oh, she doesn't know our names. We're fine.
This
No,
is my
no, well,
this
you-
is my
you-
brilliant father, Jacksonius.
Jacksonius, what a beautiful name. Oh, where do you critic for?
Alkenstar.
My father,
Oh, all
My
over
fa-
all over the city. I see. I see.
Yes, that's
my
correct.
father crafted me for the Church of Bry. Truly,
Oh,
his
not just
creation.
a critic, but a creator.
Once in a while,
I
I
bow.
dabble. Yeah.
He's got it. Let him go with it this time. He's slow. He's in a slow state. He's not gonna.
He's doing it.
And this is Garai.
I bow like largely.
And you are a creation.
This is correct. I was made for the Church of Bry by my brilliant father, Jacksonius.
Amazing. You truly do look like a work of art. And she starts like poking and prodding you.
I'm like totally non-pulse. I always think non-pulse is like
Non-pulsed.
calm. Yeah, I'm just completely calm about it.
Not non-pulsed is dead. Non-plussed is
Not
Pulse.
happy
We're-
about it.
totally
I
fine.
just glare at her. She's poking at.
She
It is
says,
my honor to be a living proof of my father's brilliance.
Is everyone coming up, by the way, or like
Yeah.
are some people hanging back or trying to sneak through the crowd or whatever?
Yeah, I'll
Just
come up.
blended.
I'm just
Cool.
checking this one out specifically.
She's like, oh, that has caught your attention, huh? Can you? I'm sorry. What is your name?
If you don't know my name, you should not know it at all.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm sorry. I truly did not mean to offend.
It's okay. My name is Ruxel.
Oh, Rixel. Oh, you must just. Where might I've seen your writings, Ruxel?
You've seen them everywhere, from the walls and the temples in the deserts to the lower regions around here.
Just scribbled on the walls in graffiti.
Wherever I feel to sign is what you should see.
Oh, with a
And-
fancy
and
voice too.
If you don't mind, what has drawn your eye to this piece of work?
The petals in the flower resemble the wings and the butterflies of the deity Desna.
Blah 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 blah.
Well, Desna is a purple butterfly, is the symbol of it. So
Yeah,
the flowers.
okay, fair.
He's really
Fair.
bringing it.
Yeah,
And that is the deity that I worship. So
That's okay. Yeah, fair.
uh, I would like an art lore or deception or society check.
go with the deception. Public or blind? Blind.
It's gonna be blind.
Yeah.
All right.
You'll figure it out pretty quickly. Says, oh, huh. I thought that Desna had more to do with butterflies than the petals of flowers.
Well, the petals resemble the wings.
Hmm.
You idiot.
I suppose.
Well, I
that
just
could-
guess you just won't get it then. And I whip my dueling cape in front of her face and walk off. And just straight beeline it away from
Just right over to the food.
I am out.
Good at you.
Did you drop a smoke bomb?
No.
She's like, I'm sorry. I didn't receive the names of the rest of you. You, and she points towards Adril. She goes, I'm sorry. Oh, you're quite intimidating. Statuesque though. And she like gazes upon you.
Seducer.
Adril simply says, "Private critic for large pockets." That is all you need to know.
Oh,
While shifting uncomfortably.
You guys are really nailing this pretentious art yellow thing.
certainly that does make sense. Ah. And you, and she points at Inari, who I'm not certain is Inari in foxy form or not foxy form.
Or
Actually,
are you just a fox?
no, Anari's in human form. Greetings, Anari. Happy to look at the art.
Fantastic. That is such a delightful thing to hear.
This jellyfish piece has caught my eye.
You know, it's an interesting thing. I was about to ask all of you what you might think of this jellyfishy piece of art. And she gestures to all of you to come over, except for like Ruxel, who has gone off to the corner. Gather around, and everyone kind of parts ways for you, and just kind of like makes a big circle around you, waiting for your like, just trying to hear every word that you're saying. She goes, "Yes, I've been. This thing has caught my eye, and I was curious as to what your thoughts might be on this piece of art. And it looks like, yes, a jellyfish made of cubic blocks, and the entire crowd just kind of falls silent and just kind of like all leans in to listen to what you have to say.
I would like to make a blind Bry lore check
What for?
to see if I see any aspect of Bry within this.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Adriel just says, "This is grotesque, and I think my buyer will love it." Also, I think there's been a mix-up. I am just not a fan of one half of Simon and Garfunkel. I'm that kind of an art critic, so I don't know what I'm doing here.
You're not a fan of Paul Simon, but you're a big fan of Art Garfunkel.
Yep, that's
He's
it.
always holding his brilliance back.
Jacksonius likes this piece because he was trying to find something that looked as close to fish as possible, and I think jellyfish is
This
the-
one makes me hungry.
Jacksonius is doing that like cat, really, really big eye and little lick of the lips thing, just like.
Gedai, you don't
Yeah.
see anything that relates to Bry.
All right. Okay, in
wh-
that case, I say this is inferior to my father's brilliance.
Not quite a critique. I
I'm
don't know,
mesmerized.
I feel like I've heard some better criticism. However, you are a creation, so perhaps creativity is not your strongest suit.
How
this is
dare you?
correct. How dare you? This is my son.
No.
Never speak to me or my son again.
Now, please. Could I hear your thoughts on this exquisite piece?
Working on it.
Yeah. Exquisite form, beautiful colors.
Yes, very vibrant.
The proportions are excellent.
The tendrils look fantastic.
I look down at my fingers.
Okay. Inari.
And
And,
Ari's trying to give an honest critique of it.
so, Inari, Jacksonius, if Inari, if that's an honest critique, then let's go with society. Jacksonius. Gosh, I don't know. It's all about fish with you.
Delicious.
Kelvin does a perception check with the magnifying glass to notice the minute details of documents, fabric, and the like, to examine the materials used for this piece of art.
I like that angle you're coming from it. Nice.
I don't know what check the fish angle would be either.
Deliciousness.
Is there truth to what you're saying, or are you just making up bullshit?
No, there's truth.
Well, that's what I'm saying with Jacksonius.
Oh,
Yeah. I think something like you like the fish, likes fish. Yes.
Give me a society check then.
Okay. Well, this is gonna go nowhere.
Adriel's walking around just giving a list of completely opposite words like, "This is grotesque but beautiful. It's unholy but it's divine. It's so violent but peaceful."
Up but down.
Vogel's Hut says there was a very bad roll. It's in and it's out. It's up and it's down. And then he just rewrites a Katy Perry song.
I feel like that's almost a deception check, though.
I
For-
mean, I could do a per. You want a deception check for it?
I mean, if you're really feeling that way, then we could go with society. But there's a lot of bullshittery that feels like it's coming out of your mouth.
Indeed.
For what it's worth, Garai's opinion, was there a true opinion on it?
I'm trying to just check something here. Okay. Kelvin, you can't really make out what's being built with it. Even changing that roll to a crafting check, which is what I kind of decided to do. With the same roll, it's like it's hard to parse the thing.
I just mumble, going, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grunting is most of what this one does.
Yes, that was a choice, I suppose.
All right, Adriel, with that with that check. Oh, untrained improvisation has saved you. You
Yeah,
will
yeah.
now gain a +2 circumstance bonus to checks for the remainder of the gala that have to do with deception, diplomacy, intimidation, and society. Jacksonius, you have a +1 to this society check that you rolled. You rolled a natural 20, which boosts you up from a failure to a success. It's not a critical success, but yes, you will also have a +2 bonus to deception, diplomacy, intimidation, and society checks for the rest of the
Hell
gala.
yeah.
As they find a kernel of truth, and as you guys wrap up what you are saying, the crowd just kind of murmurs to themselves, going, "Oh, yes, the fishiness, yes, there's." Oh, I can see the dichotomy of the piece itself.
Oh, it is hot and cold, and yes, then no, and in and out and up and down. Does it really want to hurt me?
Inari, after you're done with yours, they're just kind of like, yes, I guess I can see where they're coming from. Yes, and they just kind of like, yeah, nodding along with what you've said.
I'm still shaking disappointedly at it.
Anyone else want to give a go? Kelvin hasn't given true look at the situation yet. So, would you like to speak with bullshittery or truthiness?
Which one would do a crafting check?
Oh, interesting.
Or to introduce myself to.
I would say you can do a crafting check if you are speaking purely on like the creation of the thing and how it was built and all that. So,
Yeah, you can talk about like the materials used and
Right.
the
The
how well
tools.
the joints are
Yeah.
joined and whatnot.
so let's give that a crafting check.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what are you? You succeed. What are you grabbing out here?
Talk about how the various layers of the tendrils have been attached and how it adds to the form and function of the piece.
And people are like, "Oh yes. The how it is put together is almost striking. Yes. The pure artistry of how it was placed together. Yes, this completely makes sense." So yes, you will also gain that bonus now.
Nay, it's not striking. It stings,
While
much like a jellyfish.
while this is going on, you guys are surrounding the jellyfish. The Cyclops has nodded at two of the hobgoblins in the black, and just kind of went. And you see these two hobgoblins come over, and walk over to Christia, and kind of whisper something in her ear, and they begin to try to escort her away.
Sorry. Given that UV was not here at the last session, could I get a reminder of why we're here?
You are looking for information. You're
Oh.
still gathering information on
Okay.
the the on
Tyranite.
Ibrium, on Parsis, on Loveless, trying to find out where they might be.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yes. What you found were the invitations to this, because you went to Loveless's office itself,
Got it.
as well as information about a hanging and a cattle rustler. So you think by like staking out these places, you can find more information to try and find where these three are at.
Thank you.
And yeah, they start pulling her away, and she's like, "Oh, what? Really? Must I leave? But this is my own party." And like they're trying to like bring her to the elevator.
At what point? At what point do we put those mutagens on them, or use them? Put them on, drink them, whatever it is.
Oh, I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for a weapon to be actually drawn before that happens.
Agreed. Agreed.
Okay.
Now you are still at this point, to her a bunch of art critics.
Mm-hmm.
To her, yeah.
So
Do any of
You
you who have powers that know what the heck they're doing want to try to like convince her to stay?
I mean,
She
you can
seemed
always
not to want to leave.
you
Convince
can always
the-
try a diplomacy check, like
That's what I'm
catch up
saying.
to her and do something like that.
for her or for
Adriel,
Cyclops?
yeah, Adriel will kind of take a half trot to catch up and say, "I do think my buyer might be interested. If you would like to talk some more, we could, if you could stay."
Oh, fascinating. Roll me a diplomacy check then.
With a +2.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
Oh yeah.
it's the remainder of the gala. You're going to have +2.
Anything in
for
the gala. Oh
Yep.
man, wonderful.
Very nice.
She goes, "Oh, well, if we're to discuss business, I simply cannot leave." And she just kind of like shucks off the two
Nice.
security guards next to her. And you see the Cyclops just kind of like grimace slightly and just kind of like head back to like the back court or the back wall over here.
Amazing. Let me finish taking notes here.
She's just like, "Oh, yes, yes. Well, if you have business to discuss, I would love to discuss business. Everyone, please, enjoy the party. We've taken up enough of our special guests' time. Please, you are all welcome here. You are all my special guests. These 7 especially. Please feel free, chat amongst yourselves. See the art amongst you. Enjoy. Have some hors d'oeuvres. There's a beautiful selection over there." And she gestures to the table. She's like, "Please enjoy yourselves."
Adriel quips, "Boy, with the way those guards are acting, you'd think they thought we were art thieves or something. What was all that concern about?"
I don't know. Vuslog is a little overly protective, I suppose. When you hire the leadsmiths for the security purposes, they're little. They just want to make sure that I'm protected.
"Oh, we're just critics. Nothing but sharp tongues to worry about. The pen or two. Nothing that you need guards to protect you from."
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I am quite a wealthy donor to their I suppose she's kind of in charge of them. I know she's working with them. This Shield Marshal Angelique Lovelace, she's very much just wants me to be protected, and she sent these fine folk to protect me.
"Ah, yes. We know of this Lovelace, her She has a long arm over the city, you might say.
Of course, and I would do much to help her lengthen that arm. In fact, I just purchased a large number of firearms, enough to outfit, of course, nearly an entire army, and donated them to the shield marshals themselves.
You
Okay,
would have thought that our taxes would pay for something like that.
Wow.
Curious.
Yes, taxes would pay for just the normal shield marshaling and whatnot, but you see this. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Uh, there's just some work that needs to be done, and you
Oh,
think
we understand. The cogs of government turn slowly. This is why I work in private art. As I said, I work for private buyers only. It's surprisingly similar in the art world. Things can move a lot more quickly when it's just between individuals and not through a funded museum or something like that.
Oh yes. Roll me another. This'll. Well, let's go with deception.
All right. I am loving untrained improvisation right now.
Okay. She goes, "Oh, yes. I'm very much aware of this. In fact, I suppose I can let you know this. You all seem to be pretty high up in the art world, but we all could use some extra protection, yes?
Oh, as always, yes. Never can be too safe.
Well, perhaps, maybe with a fleet of critics on my side, we can gather some more support. Oh, yes, this would work magnificently. Look, I've been trying to gather support for a bill that would enact mandatory conscription within Alkenstar. It would be 20% of all citizens to take part and be part of a standing army for any given time. Of course, this army would be placed under the control of a high-ranking shield marshal and Lovelace as a friend and someone who's looking out for me, and as a senior officer with decades of experience, a history of command, she would be a prime contender for the role.
And do please tell, what is her end game? I mean, I doubt she'd aim just for this, just to be a high-ranking shield marshal in front of an army. I'm sure she'd have aspirations for more.
Certain that with leading an army, she could strengthen Alkenstar to any means. Uh, she says, however, right now, the bill faces some pushback. Many feel the shield marshals, and the other defenses, the Maw of Rovagug over at the gunworks, those are more than enough to defend the lands of Alkenstar. But I think an army would be just peak to guard us and make sure that we are all safe.
20%. Jiminy crickets.
That's some draft.
It would keep us safe. That's for sure. 20% is a large number. Please let me know. Are we expecting trouble anytime soon? So again, private arts, that is secured, but could
Would
be
the
a
church
target
be
if there is anything happening. So I might want to let my buyer know that they might need to find a more secure location if we're expecting the needs of 20% of the population to be in the forces soon.
Would the church be exempt?
No, no one would be exempt. It is 20% of all of the community. We are a community, in fact, right? Yeah, and yes. Well,
There's community, and then there's community.
Yeah.
and yes, we would be maybe perhaps a more protected bunch of the community as we support Deputy Lovelace and her ventures. Now, as for your other question, I understand that perhaps there may be some forces gathering, something to do with our neighbors to the north and to the south that we are aware of. Deputy Lovelace has invited two folk, uh, a, a wizard named Ibrium and a necromancer. I believe he is a Dampier. I'm sorry, not he. They are a Dampier named Parsis. She's told me a little bit about them. There might be some issues that may come to pass, and Alkenstar could use some protection.
I see. The neighbors to the north and south feel like they might be coming in to claim what they think is theirs, but is our proud city. Very concerning indeed.
Yes. And even if they weren't, to actually do anything, it would give us a fine excuse to have a powerful army and perhaps expand the borders of Alkenstar itself. Yes? Would that not be a good plan as well? She just kind of laughs to herself.
I have heard tales of exquisite pieces of work in, wasn't it? I forget which one of the cities was very crafting focused. No.
Yeah, Nex's capital city.
Yeah.
I'm quite certain the church would approve of its influence being extended.
Yes, the Church of Bry approves of many things. In fact, it would be interesting to see what they think of Parsus's creations. As you see, well, you're a creation yourself, yes? Parsus has been, from what I understand, experimenting with the combination of clockwork and corpse.
Ruxel shudders a little bit.
Please expand.
It is very exciting. It is exciting work. You see, the next step in necromancy is to ensure that they have more power and can continue on with a little bit of help from machinery. It is very exciting and almost artistic itself in its own endeavor. I know he has a little bit of a tortured past. Perhaps he is using that a little bit to fuel his creations, make himself look a little better to his father. But you know, artists. they're all a little bit tortured, yes.
And they'll be here tonight.
Oh no, I don't think so. They're far too busy.
Madam, did you just say my father is tortured?
I dabble.
I suppose he would have if he created you. And they all have a little bit of torture. What darkness resides in you? And she just kind of like looks into your cat eyes.
Father, who must I turn and I'm like angry now. I'm like, who must I avenge you?
Uh-oh.
I'm tortured
I am
for
your-
different reasons.
I am your shield and sword, Father. Point me and I shall destroy. I'm like waiting. I'm like,
I just put my claws up and just give you a little. It's okay. Back down. Eddie's.
yeah, I like relax. I'm like, of course, Father. We shall discuss this pain later.
She's like, oh, how delightful to see creation just fully in awe of its master.
I nod.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh man, kind of in a way, this is what we got to look forward to.
Query, madam.
Yes.
Why reach for corpses? Do you know?
Why? Whatever do you mean?
Compared to plants, living animals, living humans. Why corpses?
Oh, I'm sorry. Possus is from Geb. He is a Dampier himself. They are Dampier themselves. Apologies. They come from a land of undeath. It is part of their culture.
Raw materials are plentiful. I understand. Thank you, madam.
I suppose in some ways, but also being a descendant of a blood lord himself, they get a little bit of more leeway than others, I suppose you could say.
I nod, ingesting this information.
Says, surely you are aware of Drakkar Fademore, the vampire? That is Possus's father.
I've been recently activated, madam. I apologize for lacking this knowledge.
Oh,
Father,
oh,
please
apologies.
please upload an updated social structure, geopolitical database
Yeah,
at your earliest convenience.
remind me later.
Of course, Father.
It's like Clippy.
It looks like you're trying to teach your son something. Would
Would
you like help?
She's like, oh, well, this is a fine party. Well, I'm sorry. We had more business to discuss, did we not? Gesturing to Adriel.
Well, yes, but oh, you've just given me a lot of information. I do think that if we are looking forward to civilized times ahead, my buyer would be quite interested in some of these pieces. But if we are expecting troubles, then we might need to spend more of our time, effort, and resources on securing our current position. So maybe we should start there. Is there anything else, anything at all you could tell me? Any progress on these bills or deals that you're working on that would give my buyer assurance that his collection would remain safe in the heart of Alkenstar?
As of now, no. I'm just working towards this end goal in concert with Deputy Lovelace, trying to gain support from those of us who would benefit from protection and expansion, if you would. But we are still in the figuring it out phase of development.
Very well. I will bring this information back to my clients. And I have my eye on several pieces here. I will take some detailed notes. Perhaps one of my associates can provide a second set of eyes, make sure give me a review on the handiwork of some of them. I'll bring a detailed description to my client, and we can talk again about having him come by to take a look himself, which will
Alright.
never happen.
You say that last bit out loud. Uh-oh.
Oh, damn it.
She said, "Oh, glorious. Well, that is fantastic to hear. I look forward to our dealings in the future. In the meantime, I've spent a goodly amount with you, and I think I must attend to the others at the party. You know, hobnob and making deals. Perhaps
Gotta
talk to
hobnob
others
with
and
them hobgobs.
hobnob with the hobgobs. You may enjoy yourselves. I must make some deals. Perhaps talk with others about the expansion that we are hoping to do. Apologies, but thank you, and I'm sure I'll see you around the party." And she starts wandering off.
Do you have any pieces that look like mice?
She says, "You, it is interesting that you seem to look but do not see. As the mouse is in the eye of the beholder."
My father values the surface level as well as the
He's just walking away from you now.
You should just call you a dumbass. Ruxel completely breaks like the whole entire accent and everything.
Ugh.
So, what would you like to do?
That Cyclops guy still here?
Yep. He's just kind of wandering around.
I find it ironic that the head of security only has one eye.
Probably a big
He's
eye.
keeping an eye on you.
No depth
So-
perception, but
We kind of came here for what we needed. We have like the information a little bit more information than what we had. I think I say this as hush hush as possible to the rest of the group that like we should go back and start discussing more art deals.
Okay.
I think
Are you meaning to, like, duck out?
we are
Or do you
surrounded.
want to discuss more art deals to see if you can get more information from people?
Oh, I guess we could do that. I'm just worried about a fight breaking out here because there's a lot of cover and we could easily be surrounded and jacked, and we're in the middle of all this.
is there no one? Well, there's a lot of people here, right?
Yeah, we don't know if anyone's in
Yeah.
disguise or if it's more than just the one-eyed, one-horned, giant purple people in the corner.
No other key figures of note, I guess, that aren't security.
Yeah, the guards at the door, and I'm sure they're like mingling around too as well. Or
Well,
on the-
there's a bunch of people kind of, wandering around. Just there's Tumbin, who you've talked about or talked with. There's there's a bunch of people. You could go around and you can do some gather information checks. You can find specific people.
Yeah, I'm
But-
gonna just mosey around and maneuver through the crowd and just pick up what I hear.
Okay. So it's going to be a little bit of time, because you're literally just kind of going around and just overhearing things instead of actively speaking with people. So what are you like trying? Is there like a specific thing? Are you trying to gather information about Loveless, Ibrium, Parsis? What's happening? Like, what are you trying to feel out here?
Just to see if there's any more talk of just Ibrium or Parsis.
Okay.
Are we
I
trying
think-
to? Go ahead.
I think one thing I would like to figure out overall, still not sure of the best mechanics to do so. I'm confused as to how Loveless is exactly interacting with Ibrium and Parsis.
She's interacting
Because
with
they-
both of them. I thought we figured out.
Well, yeah, but like to what end? How?
Oh, God, yeah.
because she's raising an army or attempting to raise an army against them, but also working with them. Like, what? I don't understand. So I feel like we need to get to the bottom of that.
I think she's raising an army against the city and to take out the Duchess.
Do
And she's
we
inviting enemies in to do so.
Yep.
do we know
corpse-
where Loveless is? Is that information secret?
Where
Uh,
what?
Where Loveless is?
That is one of the things we're trying to find out.
Yeah, can one of us be specifically listening for mentions of Loveless in the crowd?
Is that possible?
or maybe we should ask somebody like who would know Loveless. Of like, have they heard of if they're coming or not?
Well, you already did ask if any of the three were coming to the party. And
Oh yeah, we did, didn't
and-
we?
Tommen did say she doesn't think so. Like she seemed like that would be a very surprising thing. So, if you're trying to just if Adriel's trying to figure out what Drums is trying to figure out, you might want to like try prying a specific person, like one of these upper crust types, to see if you can, finesse your way through to what you're trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're looking for something specific, you might want to try talking to someone. If you're just trying to like overhear what kind of gossip is going on, then that's where the gather information is going to happen.
Can I use deception specifically to try to get that information?
From a specific person?
Well, since I don't know any specific other people other than the security.
Well, you could just walk up to a person.
Yeah, sure.
So what's the specific thing that you are looking for?
I guess trying to locate Loveless. Ultimately. So finding if people know where she is. Through deception.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So you see a Yeah, let's do this. So there is someone who seems to be kind of like chatting up other people and seems to be like gathering a little bit of several people around her, and she just kind of has this like grace about her as she flits around. It's this this elven woman, probably about 6 feet tall herself, just kind of like and waif-like, but moving around with a high control of her body, and she is just kind of presenting and talking about like, yes, the body is an art form of all its own, you see. Just dancing, movement. You see, when I instruct my students, they get a control of themselves to express themselves in the various art forms of the human body. And you kind of are sidling up to her. She says, "Oh, one of our critics from the evening. Surely you would know. Dance, art form.
Absolutely.
Now, you look like something that a creature that has much grace about you. Can you show me some of your own dance moves?"
Yeah. Can I use acrobatics for this?
You sure can.
Yes.
And what do you do?
I'm doing backflips. I'm doing in a dance form. I'm break dancing is what I'm doing.
Nice. Yeah.
And at the end, you do not look like Ray Gun, and people give you many. They're like, "Oh yes." She says, yes. Oh, I'm very impressed by your maneuvers. Not just a critic, but an artist yourself. Yes, you did say that you had created this one over here, and
I bow.
I assume Garai is next,
Yes.
as
Yeah.
usual.
Yep. I bow deeply.
Says, a master of many talents. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you wishing to speak with me?
Oh yes. I am. Are you familiar with? I'm not. What was the name of the lady before?
Loveless.
No. the lady that was in here.
Tombin?
Christia.
Christia Tombin?
Yeah.
Huh?
Christia?
Yeah. You familiar with her?
You know her?
I mean,
You know the
we're
host
at-
of the party that invited
Yeah,
you?
we're at her house.
Of course I am. I was invited to the party. This is.
I
an
apologize.
interesting question.
I apologize. My father meant to ask how you met.
Yes. That is what I meant. Just give him a thumbs up and a wink.
After a session of creation, such as that lovely dance, my father's mind is still brimming with creation.
I wink with the eye that's facing her too. Yes. How is it that you became acquainted with that person that I still couldn't hear what the name was?
Christia.
Christia. With Christia.
Oh, well, we run much in the same circles, you know. She's an art enthusiast, I'm an artist. For so often I will receive some funds from her to create something new.
To help overthrow the government. You know how it is.
Yes. Excellent. Are you familiar with some of her under the table sort of activities?
You are quite direct.
Jesus Christ.
I don't think. Hold on.
Hey,
I
you
don't
know
think
about
she's
this
doing-
crime?
I don't think she's doing anything under the table. She's working it like on a bill that's not illegal. We don't know anything. I don't think Christia is doing anything illegal.
Also, are you a
So-
co-op?
Yeah.
You have to tell me if you're a cop. You have
I'm
to
not a
tell me.
co-op. I'm not a co-op.
Where's your body cam?
I'm like,
Okay,
I'm like
well-
holding my lapel up to them.
How about I ask more if she's familiar with any more of her
Activity works.
her associates that are, you know, higher up maybe or something that would be involved with this kind of event.
What's this kind of event?
Fancy schmancy events like this. I don't know what
like
else to say.
And goes,
Oh,
you
yes,
know,
there.
anybody else who's into these fancy pansies?
Anybody else a cop?
You are seeing you're seeing many of them here tonight. Christia's parties are things that are big social to-dos, so
I-
a lot of the same circle shows up.
I apologize, madam. My father meant to ask anyone who is not here that might usually be.
Well, I don't know if you haven't heard tell from me, but I think Jeremy had a little too much to drink before the party and hasn't been able to show up.
Oh, that's Jeremy.
What a scamp!
But Jeremy spelled fantasy.
Oh God, with a G,
Yes, and it ends in an I.
Jarame, and with two M's in the middle.
Okay. So no one else then. No one else that was
Just Jeremy.
No, I haven't. You know, I haven't done a head count, so I'm uncertain.
Madam, I apologize. Madam, may I insert a query?
That sounds a little dirty, but sure, yes.
You have to buy me dinner first.
I am newly awakened by my brilliant father. I am not yet acquainted with
Jeremy.
the art world. Who and what are Jeremy's focus and sponsors, if you may be so kind?
Jeremy's?
Yes. I
What
apologize.
is going on?
Jeremy's.
What are we
Jeremy's.
doing?
You know, you dangle a thread in front of people, and like they take the thread instead of just
Yeah.
leaving the thread alone. When he obviously created the name of Jeremy out of nowhere.
Welcome to D&D.
Tell us more about Jeremy.
Jeremy, no, he's just a
Forgive my
bajillionaire
child.
who makes all the money, who does all the things.
What's his backstory?
Did he inherit this or earn it himself in some brilliant way?
There's only so much subtlety I can do here before just jumping to Loveless. Like,
What's Jeremy's alignment?
I don't understand what the subtlety is about it though, because like she's like Christia was openly talking about it with
Yeah.
people, like and like
yeah, true,
asking
true.
who's supposed to be here when they're not here.
All right,
is
let's jump to it. Let's jump to it. Let's jump to it. Are you?
Are you also in favor of overthrowing the government?
Well, you don't have to leap to that.
So I jumped to asking about their familiarity with Loveless and their, I guess, opinions of Loveless in general.
Do you mean that shield marshal that has to do with Christia?
Yes.
It does seem slightly interesting. everything I've heard, she's been, yes, building. You've heard what Christian and her are looking to do. Yes, they're
Yes.
trying to build.
Yes.
Oh yes, okay. So yes, the support for building an army. I'm uncertain if I support this. As a creator myself, I feel like perhaps I would be too delicate for conscription myself. However,
Same.
You big beefy guy.
in some ways, I feel like it feels like there's some protection here, but also perhaps a grab of power. Now, I have heard tell that Lovelace is perhaps playing the sides against one another, creating some form of danger, perhaps, in order to gain sympathy from others. Maybe figure out if there is a way to gain support for this army.
She wishes to be both subject and artist.
Yes, in a sense. Perhaps she is trying to create the brushstrokes to strengthen her position, to gather more support for this conscription that they are working towards. Right now, it seems like a lot of folk are like myself, where we are uncertain that we would like something like this. You know, it does seem a tad unsavory.
Right.
But if there were a reason for this army, it would make sense.
Do you
We're
feel?
all here for protection, yes?
Yes. Do you feel like Lovelace could be swayed to reconsider?
Oh, I don't really know her very well. It does seem like Christia is very enthusiastic about the idea, though.
Okay, so she's not familiar. Can
I think we still got something valuable out of that conversation.
Yeah, so in other words, she's not going to know where Lovelace is.
No.
But I think what we did gain, which is huge, was what I was wondering. Why is Lovelace both working for Alkenstar and against Alkenstar? And it kind of seems like she's setting up our neighboring city-states to attack so that she can defend. She's being Sidious here. Like, basically, it's the Clone Wars. She's on both sides of the Clone Wars.
Yep.
Yeah,
She
we're
can't
Obi-Wan and we
say-
just discovered Camino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what about
There
the
we go.
Trade Federation?
That would be the gold people that we just stopped? Question mark.
Trade Federation would be Geb and shoot, what's the other?
Master Sifo-Dyas died over 10 years ago.
Which one's
Clearly-
Watto?
Oh
Oh
god.
boy.
General Grievous is clearly I with all the arms.
So many arms.
So many arms.
So can we communicate back to what was the name of the bar?
The bullet and
Back to-
barrel.
Go back to Barrel and Bullet.
Contact them back and be like, I have successfully made contact with the Prime Minister.
Is Hey, is there anything else
Yeah,
you guys
um,
think we should try to suss out?
Kelvin is going between all of the various clockwork-looking pieces of art because of the whole clockwork necromancy business. See if he can glean some details.
You don't find anything attached to dead flesh.
From conversations, not from the pieces themselves.
Oh, I see.
Because he's an art critic.
I see.
Um,
Curious where you were going with that.
you said that each of these art pieces have plaques, right?
Yes.
I'm going to read them and see if there's
Out loud?
anything. No. Father, look at this one and start.
The plaques all have titles, names, like the dates they were created, a little blurb about them, but like nothing seems to really stand out to you as like it's just art is what it feels like.
Okay.
Yep.
Anybody else?
I think Adriel would like to wander around, eavesdrop in on some conversations for anybody talking about, the name Loveless or Alkenstar, or mention of neighboring cities, or mention of the conscription bill, to interject into that conversation and try to understand if there are more people possibly involved or where they might meet.
How you could be? How
Maybe
you could be
even,
part of this?
yeah, how could I get involved? Which now I'm just thinking of Sonny's 1776 episode with the let's start by writing down all of your names, first and last, please.
Okay. So let's boil this down a little more. What are you trying to grab at with all that?
I'm trying to figure out if there's anybody else at this party also involved in the proposed conscription bill. So that could be talking about the barbarians to the north, or we need to protect what's ours, or yes, Loveless would be a great leader. Just anything along that note that kind of makes me think, aha, they're talking about the bill that Christia let us know about.
Gotcha. Okay, so if you're going around and listening in on things, you hear like the main leader of the conversation on anything to do with that seems to be Christia. Like she is just kind of pushing it and trying to like kind of chat up these elites to kind of see what they can do, like, to try and garner support and grab more people to get more support for the bill, and kind of talking through like what they could do maybe to gain more support from the people.
What
As
does?
Alkenstar is a democracy.
What's the general vibe? Like, are most of these people like, or some of them like?
Give me a sense motive.
Okay,
Perception.
thank you. Skills. It's not a skill anymore. Attribute. Yes. That's initiative. Nope. Is it?
Yeah, it's under attributes.
Prime blind.
They're all in on it.
My God.
They all seem swayed by it.
Father,
And you think they're all going to come down as a rain of hellfire upon the people of Alkenstar.
Father, we are in extreme danger.
I calm Garai
We
down
need to
and
go now.
calm down his conspiracies.
I believe these
Yeah.
people may strike now.
Is there anyone watching this? Oop, didn't mean to open it. This door.
Which door? That one? Oh, I just accidentally killed the program.
Yeah. We're dead.
Oh no.
That's what we wanted.
TV.
Don't
That's
open
what we
that
wanted to
door.
do.
TV.
Because you looked at that door, I shut the program down.
Like, no, hurry!
Okay.
Mm.
That's exactly the plan.
Well, I guess we have to go to bed.
I mean, it is 10:30 IRL.
We'll be.
Yep. We'll
right
be
back.
wrapping up pretty quick here.
All right,
Right
start
back.
rolling your save rolls, please.
Okay. We should be able to get back in now. Apologies. Is there anyone specifically guarding that door? No. It is a very large amount of people that are in the room. And the security kind of just seems to be wandering around kind of situation. So, you know, you might be watched as that Cyclops seemed to be keeping an eye on you guys.
I'm pretty sure we're under extreme scrutiny. Yes.
Okay.
But there are many opportunities for a person like yourself to possibly like blend in and hide with groups of people, Assassin's Creed style, and wander your way through an open or through a door or something.
Yeah.
So that's if you want to get through.
Yeah, I'll try that really quick before we get off.
Sure.
Just to see. So stealth.
Yeah, give me a stealth check. Okay. And you go to open the door?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. You're able to flit in, no problem.
Ooh.
Close the door behind you.
All right. I'm going
And it's
to.
very quiet back here. There doesn't seem to be anyone back here.
All right. I'm going to check this now. I'm going to check this door.
Okay.
For check.
So you see a guest bedroom in white that is decorated with furniture that depicts a cloud motif. You see that there is a rain cloud mosaic which is embedded with two small sapphires that covers the ceiling of the room.
Ooh. We go to the next one. And check it for a trap.
Sure. Perception?
Where is that?
It's probably a gun, to be fair.
Probably.
Adriel will start drifting towards the door just to be near in case. Was it the door to the north?
No, it's the door straight right here.
East.
Oh, there we go. East. Those are windows to the north.
There is definitely no trap on this door.
Okay. We're going to open it.
The gun goes off.
You crack it open, and you see a small private library in here. It is draped with Alkenstari flags and filled with nationalistic books.
Is there anyone in here that I can see through this crack?
No, you don't see anybody.
Go read
Oh,
all our
oh.
books.
I'll take a step in, and
Yep, there's lots of books.
going to see, are these tops of bookcases or are these tables?
Yeah, those are all bookcases.
Okay. I'm going to make my way over to his table and just start peeking quickly at what is on there, just because I know that I should not be here.
Those are books, like fiction literature. You don't seem to notice anything. Like it's not a desk for writing or anything. This is just
Okay.
straight up library.
Nothing about Loveless. Okay.
Nope.
Gonna go back through the door. And check this one.
Okay. You're pretty sure there's no trap here.
Gonna open it
Okay,
and
you
immediately close it.
You just see a bedroom outfitted with a safari theme. There are
Yep.
bed quilts that resemble jungle leaves and a stuffed lion's head over the bed.
He just Roxel just goes, nope. And closes it
You know,
back
don't
immediately.
kink shame. You know,
Gonna go to this last one. And one more again.
You're pretty sure that there's something up with this door.
Ooh, I'm gonna try and disarm it. If I can, or if I have to be able to tell what to disarm. Shoot. So, do I notice what it is, or I just know something's off?
Something's off.
Hmm.
have you tried smelling it?
I don't know what to do besides roll another perception to try to get
Just,
take another guess at what it is harder.
just smells like bad milk. It's,
Oh,
it's really off.
oh, gods.
Can I roll it again?
Sure.
Or
What are you trying to figure out this time?
just I know there's something up with it. I'm just trying to specifically.
Smell.
Is the
Gotcha.
door
Hold on.
knife?
Yeah. Give me another perception check.
I bet it's a crossbow. That's very
Wait,
gun-like.
We did have that.
Yeah, you give it another glance over, and you're like, I'm not sure what I was thinking. There's like nothing really going on, and now as you're like taking a little more out of it, you do hear like stuff happening back here. And you do take note. I will say there's a significant scent of cooking meats that is coming from behind the door.
Ah.
Oh, it's a kitchen. All right. God. I'm just gonna come back out the door and trying to sneak back out again, and
Yeah, give me another stealth check.
If anybody asked, you were looking for the bathrooms.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you open the door and you get out, and you're pretty sure you've gotten through unscathed.
All right. I say there's a bunch of nothing back there.
Is there a cyclops in the corner just glaring over here?
He's kind of
Excuse
like,
me.
it looks like he was. I mean, he's back over here, right? And he must have gotten distracted by something and was like looking off in another direction while he was sneaking through the door.
Jacksoni is doing another dance.
All right, so yeah, I just report back to Angel and say like there's nothing back there except the kitchen. I think
I'm pretty sure.
bunch of bedrooms, library. Well, I didn't see any books, but I'm not the book person, so
The bookman.
nothing of interest.
Did any of the books say Outlaws of Alkenstar Adventure Path?
The most.
That would have
meta.
been what we're after right now.
No meta.
Are we thinking we have a chance of gathering any information about Lovelace's location still or not?
It's
Well, then-
feeling like no, but I'm also feeling like we got a lot of good information, but I don't know if we got a lot of good next steps. Maybe the next step is go back to the Bullet Barrel and get rest and prepare to attend the hanging or execution of some means. I don't know what means it actually is tomorrow, and see what happens. I don't know.
So this
It's a hanging.
this balcony is not. You can't walk out on.
No, it's not a real balcony. Like, that's the street way below.
Got it.
Unless you really want to jump out, then you can have a fun time learning the fall mechanics.
Again.
Oh, you know what? We haven't looked at the other floor, you guys.
Oh yeah.
A floor 20.
Oh.
Was it 28 and 29 or 29 and 30? I
Uh,
forget.
it's
29
like-
30.
It's really like the space of this is 2 floors worth of space.
Oh.
Do you get there via this door in the northeast? Or no? Oh,
I
you
thought we
said
were
sorry.
gonna
You don't
do,
get
like-
there because you just said it takes up 2 spaces. There's a door up here though.
There's the door there.
Yeah.
Roxel?
I thought we were going to die.
Yeah, might as well keep sneaking, and I'll hang out by the door.
Yeah, you want to push your luck?
I don't know if I like that tone, but
Maybe next time on Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, we do have a bunch of useful info already.
We
And
do.
no one
We
keeps
got a lot
track
of info.
So
Yeah.
there's been no hero pointing, so you can try it, a couple times.
Okay. I'll try to stealth through the door really quick.
you want
Okay.
to check it though, quick? Also, Did you-
Yeah, check it.
Check it and see.
I mean, this would be a terrible place for them to have explosive doors, but
Kaboom!
Yeah, you don't think there's any traps on this?
Try and
You blend with the shadows.
open that door. Ooh.
And you see a guest bedroom that has a gun motif, including a bed frame made of welded musket balls. There's also a decorative musket that hangs on the wall.
It's totally decorative. It doesn't work, right?
Yep.
Phooey. Are there any desks or side table? Oh, like over here. I'm gonna go rummage through those really quick.
Okay. You open up the drawers, and they're empty, as it is a guest bedroom.
okay. I know we don't want to snoop too much, but we really don't know anything about that safari room.
I think we do. I think we all do.
I'm good. Yep. I'm gonna come back out. I can roll.
Tuck and roll.
Oh, that's a public. Sorry, I will re-roll that. There we go.
Yeah, okay. Being that you're in the corner, No one seems to see you eke your way out.
Yay! Bunch of nothing. Yeah, I think we've gotten everything we've gotten out of this.
So Christia is or isn't still in the room.
I mean, she's just flitting about. She's not like actually there. She's just, wandering around.
Has anybody talked to
She's
the?
host. She's being a hostess right now.
Right,
She's,
right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
you look
anybody-
lovely. Oh, so good to see you. All that kind of stuff. Right now.
Okay.
Has anybody checked in with the person we shared the elevator with?
We haven't since. Yeah, I don't think we talked to them since. Yeah, I mean, I feel like they were there for a reason. Now that you mention them.
Listen, I still want to know more about Jeremy. I think this is key to our investigation. He's not here tonight. Yeah, I'm just saying.
What was that guy's name? Piven or something?
Jeremy Piven. Yes.
Jeremy Piven?
That's his real full name.
No,
Was
the guy on the
Jeremy
elevator.
Piven.
The guy on the elevator.
Yep. It was Jeremy Piven.
What was
He's
it? I-
Here.
I-
He
It was
he got his
Irvine.
hair. He got his hair
Irvine, of
done.
course, Irvine.
Was he rolling with an entourage?
He had his wife. He had his wife with him.
He was
And
actually, yes.
He had his wife and 2 half elves that he did not know.
Yeah. I think I don't know about you guys, but I think it would be worth questioning him a little further. No? Yes?
Sidling
Let's
up.
have a quick conversation with them. We'll say, "Oh, our friend from the elevator. How's it going?"
Okay. You look around, find him. He's just kind of he seems excited, but everyone else is kind of like giving him a little bit of a
Wide
Face.
berth.
yeah. They're like, oh man. He just seems very enthusiastic to try and talk to anyone that's coming up around him, and everyone's kind of like, ha 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 ha, and backing off.
Old fucking Jeremy Tryhard over here, am I right?
That's perfect.
So he's not a very popular dude.
That's
But
He's
he's
also-
not picking up. He's not picking up the social cues. Yes.
Gotcha.
He's also desperate to talk to somebody right now.
that's true.
I think he is going to be full of information then.
All right, Kelvin walks over with 2 drinks. So let's fucking do this. I'll roll for society or survival.
Okay. You walk over with a drink, and he's like, "My friend."
Jeremy!
Says, "Oh,
Oh God.
I guess you have me mixed up with someone else. I thought we knew each other from the elevator. I'm sorry." And then he walks away.
All right. I've got 2 drinks.
I
Combination of yelling Jeremy and a terrible roll.
I just
Hell yeah.
I just point for him to keep going after him.
When his
Don't
name
let
is
him
not
leave.
Jeremy.
I look to our party's bard and go like,
Yep. Adriel will go and approach him and say, "Oh, our friend from the elevator. Irvine, was it? Irvine.
Yes.
Irvine.
Yes. Your friend, your companion yelled Jeremy at me. And that felt a little weird.
He could make conversation with the awkward guy.
Are you referring to my companion who is currently holding 2 drinks? That might explain the looseness of his tongue.
Perhaps, but it is not good form to yell someone else's name when you were acquainted with someone just earlier in the evening.
Don't worry, we'll give him his lashes tonight.
Perfect.
Everybody, beat the crap out of him. Everyone just
Get him!
starts beating at Jacksoni.
Get him!
Everyone takes out socks with like oranges and soap in it, just starts beating him.
The entire ballroom pulls out knuckle dusters, and then Kelvin looks sad.
Oh, I couldn't
Yeah.
bring. Knew I could have brought mine.
Well, are you enjoying the party?
Oh, quite. Oh, I'm making friends left and right. Lots of
Yes,
evidence
you are.
contrary.
Such
You're
as
the-
yourself.
You're quite the social butterfly at this. Not as quite as butterfly as some of these
Good one.
exquisite pieces of art, but you are fluttering about, I see.
Oh, yes. I'd like to talk to the people. Everyone has an interesting story. Am I wrong?
I would not disagree, though I will admit I've heard some stories that have soured my mood a little bit, or at least given me concern tonight. Have you? Maybe this isn't appropriate, and I don't want to ruin your evening, but have you heard of talks of possible war or security problems with our neighboring states, the need to raise an army internally? It's just a little bit more than I was expecting to converse about tonight.
Oh, well, there has been some talk of these two envoys from Gebennex. Yes. Christia has been around bringing up how they may lead to some insecurity within Alkenstar. Yes.
Oh, well, it seems that you are more informed than I. It's the first I've learned of it tonight, and gave me a bit of concern, but I don't know, is there valid need for that concern, or do you feel that in the hands of Loveless, the city, with the conscripts, of course, will be safe?
Oh, Loveless. Well, you see, I don't know if I should get into this, but you know, it seems like she is making perhaps some form of power grab. Like, I don't know. You know, I like to know about the people. So, I know a little bit of her. I think a lot of this she's just always felt powerless. So she's gaining some to try and just show how powerful she can become.
That is concerning. Power just for the sake of power usually doesn't end well, but I don't know. Maybe we're overreacting. Unless, of course, you think we're not, and we should be concerned. I don't
Unless
know.
you know something.
I just know art.
Well, I suppose I don't know too much about the envoys. There's someone here from Geb, someone here from Nex. Usually, it's not a good thing when the two of them show up at the same time. Geb and Nex, that is, not the specific people. I don't really know too much about them. However, that is slightly worrying, I would say. Yes.
Well, if there's anything I can do to ease your worries, do let me know. Otherwise, I think my friends and I will be departing soon, and hopefully you can remain and continue to enthrall the party with your stories.
You don't seem to have strong hands. I could use a massage.
Well,
Jacksoni
if you think
shows
my
up with
hands
2
are
drinks.
strong,
What did
then
his
you
wife
might be
responds to his
interested in
comment?
someone Yes, you've got broad shoulders, and you would need a good meat tenderizer. I know just the man who's very handy with hammers who will really get in there.
Sounds
Oh, wait,
glorious.
you've already met, and he thinks you are Jeremy. After all.
That is disappointing.
I got a massage here for Jeremy.
On massage?
Oh boy. Yeah, that's he does actually ask you for the massage because you
So-
said anything you can do. So
Okay.
What's his wife's reaction to that request?
his wife's right next to her, and she's like excited about this prospect because she's like, oh, maybe I. She leans over and she's like, yes, perhaps I could also get a massage, couples massage. And they're
Angel
both
kind of just
very
goes
excited
like
about it.
this, like a very, very slow and hesitant.
Jacksonia steps
Okay,
in. He's
gotta
like,
go.
anybody got a
Uncle.
case of that cat scratch fever?
Oh, boy.
Uncle, I come over and I'm like, Uncle, I'm afraid that your previous engagement is soon. Perhaps you could meet with your friends at a later date for this massage. This threesome of massage.
This massage à toi.
That's good. That's a good one.
Hey-oh!
Oh, boy.
That's maybe one of the better ones he's coming actually. So all right, I just want to ask for the sake of asking, yeah, we got a lot of information, but do we actually have like a
Location.
lead of what to do next?
No, we don't.
Not really. That's we've got so much information, but that's kind of what I've been trying to get is like where
Yeah.
to go next, which is why I think maybe we just go back and rest and attend the hang-in tomorrow and hope something happens.
I mean, I think reporting what we do know is valuable. You know, to the government, to the right people and stuff. I mean, knowing that not the details per se, but to look into what she's doing and that there is an undercurrent of her trying to play sides
Yeah,
against
like-
each other.
If Irvine is worried about her, would he know where she even was at? To like check on her?
Like, I don't think he's worried about her in that sense. He's just like,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So what you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, the only other things I was wondering is, yeah, if there were any other random people or Christia herself, whether or not we, say our goodbyes and.
Are there any doors here that we have not checked?
No, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Because,
think
I
it's time
mean-
to start moseying on out.
Again, as long as that one room is there's for sure nothing in that one.
Oh, I
got
think there are
dismissed.
things. I think there are things in that room.
Don't take
But-
a black light in there.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Um.
Well, and the kitchen is back there. But I didn't.
Oh
check
yeah,
it.
we didn't actually go in the kitchen. I mean,
Do we really think that the secret documents about her plan to overthrow the government are going to be in the kitchen?
well, no, but
There might be snacks.
people, that does seem like a good place to have certain conversations, maybe, or
Fair. People would not expect it.
That's true.
There might be information about where Jeremy is.
there was something with the kitchen at the spa, right? Like, what's with the kitchen?
You went through the kitchen at some point.
It wasn't actually anything that happened.
The thing is,
Nothing.
most buildings have a kitchen, so you're just gonna encounter kitchens in your adventuring.
My God, I'm seeing a pattern. Some sort of cultic.
Sometimes a kitchen is a kitchen.
I've
That's so
stumbled
weird.
across
They had a
the great
kitchen too.
Kitchen and bathroom conspiracy. Kitchens and bathrooms in every one of these buildings.
My God.
Oh boy. Okay. So what do you do?
I think,
I vote we leave.
yeah, agreed.
We're done.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
info.
Let's go
Doesn't
back,
s-
report what we know.
And that's it.
I-
Do we at least say
Doesn't
goodbye to
seem like
Christia,
it's
or do we not want
I
her
think-
to try to get you to buy that piece any further.
I think we should leave without
Irish
making a
goodbye.
big deal.
We Irish goodbye.
Irish
it.
goodbye it.
Yeah, we're definitely not doing a Midwest goodbye.
I was gonna just say though, we could.
My
Are you sure we don't want to stand in the doorway with the door open
Well,
for the next 35 minutes?
holding some leftovers.
Every single time.
Yeah.
We stand in the doorway so long that
Well-
multiple members of the party have to go back in to use the bathroom before we leave, and then go stand in the door again.
Well,
Rilla goes and walks onto the elevator.
yeah, we are. I
Gorilla
think
is
we
so
are.
done with this place.
Yeah.
So let me ask it this way: is anyone not coming? All right, sounds
You
like
know
we're all
what?
going.
This seems like
Everyone
my
goes into
place.
the-
It's been a good, it's been
my
fun,
crowd.
guys.
Here?
My crowd.
Everyone goes into the elevator.
Be sure to tip the golem. That's
Shaboop.
doing the ropes.
Okay. Oh, no, wrong thing. That's not an explosion that I'm putting over Kelvin.
Kaboom!
I'm just dragging you onto the elevator. See? Now you can see some of the wonderful stuff over there.
Ooh, wonderful.
Ooh, I
Okay.
got to see bedrooms.
Yep.
I mean, I
Okay.
didn't get dragged, but that's okay.
I was trying to
Alright.
see if you.
Dang,
if
did we
there-
get to eat any of the food?
Okay. Sure, you were stuffing your faces the whole time.
Nice.
You press 1, doors close, and it starts to judder.
Oh god.
Roll for
Okay.
initiative.
It goes down 1 floor, and you hear a
It-
bing,
Mutagens! Mutagens!
Yeah.
Yep.
and again, I keep drawing stuff accidentally.
You should have taken the stairs.
And the doors open, and you see
Ah!
9 of the security guys in front of you, who 2 of them immediately jam the door open, and we will start by rolling for initiative next time.
Oh boy, oh brother.
Did we get the potions off or no?
I will say, between the binging and the opening and them jamming the door open, you could definitely all have your mutagens in hand. Okay?
Okay. All right, fair,
That's
fair.
That is a fair bonus.
Well,
that
we'll
saves
take it.
us at least an action. So
That
I'll
is
take
one
it.
action's worth of save there. And yeah, we'll roll initiative and get going next time.
This is gonna be
On
brutal.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, exactly. All right, cool. Well, have a good night, everyone. Thanks for playing
Yeah.
a silly game with me,
you
and
for
doing
running.
a lot of information gathering.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Goodbye,
Bye.
Thanks,
everybody.
everybody.
Bye.
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 Bye.